All right. Ignore that. It'll become relevant soon. All right. So thank you all for tuning in here to Hard Hats TV for St. Michael versus the Carpet Land Spartans here today. Um, as was expected at some point in the day, we did have some weather. We got some high winds coming out of right into left and some light rain. And we are currently, wait for it, on a lightning delay. Yeah, but it's just a hold. The weather report, according to weather.com, is telling us that isolated thunderstorms should go up until about 3:45 ish, and it should get a lot better. It says from 5 to 7 will be pretty much clear. This is a lot better than the than the fact that we were looking at 74% rain per rate, like high rain and flash flood warning at this time in terms of this morning. So we're doing better, but there is unfortunately a little bit of a lightning delay. I do not have the time yet. Of course, the counter starts and stops again. Of course, when you see a new lightning strike within the area, it does that kind of thing. I hope you all enjoyed the graphic. I made it with my, put some heart into it. But everybody's here. They're all stretched out. They got their warm-ups. That's not a good sound. Maybe if we ignore it, it won't have happened.
Players and gym, if you'd like to go to the indoor facility.
Oh no. You have to go to the indoor facility. We're going to the indoor facility. Nothing you guys can do or wait on or anything. But we are in the midst of a lightning delay. I don't know. Both of the other games ran early today. Could in theory happen again. But the Hard Hats game should be unaffected in terms of its stuff. The weather forecast says it should be cloudy, but no thunderstorm probability until about 8. And then it gets really ugly. So we'll be done by 8. Hopefully we finish by 8. Or around the 8 o'clock area. Because it'll get ugly. It says that there's going to be thunderstorms pretty much every hour from 8 p.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, according to weather.com. So we've got a window here. Unfortunate that this isolated thunderstorm is getting in the way here today, so we are waiting a little. Just some good old Midwest weather, I don't know. Oh no. Bad sound. But you're stuck with me now. Oh, really? It was, yeah, no, glad we're not in the old fits, too. I was never here for that, but I believe it. That's the reason given when we went to Millard South for the College World Series tournament as to why their dugouts uh, were terranean, were above the ground, and apparently that's why, is because they used to flood, and you can't deal with the groundwater too well. I actually did a project on this in school this year for a news reporting and writing class.
Do you want to eat your camera or not?
It's underneath the canopy, right?
It is, but it's kind of blowing. I'll just make.
We'll be okay.
Okay.
Um, Thank you. All right. Come and see if I want my camera kind of thing. I surely made it at my I surely made it myself, right?
We're getting wet there. Oh.
I got here. So I did my AI meeting. I led two meetings, did my AI meeting, and then I said, let's go to science. Just two in person. So I had a great breakfast.
Where did I
He
put
had
it?
an absolutely shitty
This
breakfast.
should have been a thing.
Yeah, breakfast.
Anyways, these two teams both champions in their respective states, Minnesota and Nebraska.
There's no joke, it's not the
Where's the block country?
It's raining seriously now.
Oh, one second.
Let me put the graphic back up. You guys get the picture. The funny graphic has an angry storm cloud. Ooh, look at him. He's so angry. All right. Sorry again. There's nothing we could do out here. Apparently, this happens pretty much once a tourney. We had a beautiful day yesterday. First two games got done underway. We stuck to this time. It was pretty for a portion of the time in between the games, from about 2 to 3. But we waited. Oh, it's really starting to blow. It is now 20-ish mile-an-hour winds forcing, blowing right now, blowing rain all over everything. Okay. Projected start time 4 p.m. I will make a new little graphic for you guys. This is bad. It is pouring. Oh, look at this, guys. Yeah, you can see how bad it is right now there. It is going crazy. The good thing is, weather forecast says it should clear up about 3:45, according to weather.com, and they label this an isolated thunderstorm. Isolated thunderstorm is the verdict from weather.com, but it is pouring. The good thing here, though, Fitzgerald Stadium equipped with a pretty much brand new, circa I think 2020, full field turf. The only part of this field that isn't turf is the warning track, and we'll be fine because no muddle form, none of the grass will get all bad. This should be, you could play on this kind of turf wet. So we don't have to worry about the wet part of things. We only got to worry about the thunder part of things. And, uh-oh. That was not a good thing. We'll look at the instant replay. Uh-oh. Luckily, that's right as 331 is, so... Thank you all for bearing with us. I'm sure it's prettier where you are, but Probably not by a lot. Yeah, but the warning track's like 3% of the field. I think it's better to play with all that muddy out there than to play with just that part muddy than to not play and not be able to finish the game tonight because of thunderstorms that'll keep on going all night. Yeah. And it's continuing to rain crazy. We're leaving the camera out there because we ball sometimes. We live on the wild side here at Hard Hats TV. You want to see something super cool? Check this out. That did not happen. You did not hear that. That was part of your mind. You didn't see it on the camera, so it doesn't count. Thought I'd get you guys live. The last time I did this, that this kind of thing happened, it was not able to show me anything, you know? Like, nobody was on the stream and they were all wondering what was happening, so I thought I'd be here to comfort you guys. So there is there is the weather report from weather.com for Rapid City today. So as you can see, isolated thunderstorms about 4 should be over-ish. We really just have to worry about tonight. Because look at the, percentage of rain. That's not too great, but we got to worry about near 9 o'clock tonight, that 8:45 range. That's when we're going to hit that thunderstorm that's just going to keep on rolling and rolling and rolling. And we do not want to see that. These are all inside your mind. These are hallucinations. Ooh, you're not hearing anything. Look at the comforting graphic. Look at the angry rain cloud. Ooh. I know, right? I'm so angry. I'm blushing a little. I'm just getting silly out here. I made a big Google Sheets doc at some point. Was it in this Google Drive? No way I did it in my personal. That'd be kind of a weird thing. I thought I did it in my school. Oh, I did do it here. Why did I do that? Anyways, uh, uh, since 1980, in all sports that I could find on the Wikipedia page, that includes soccer, basketball, tennis, cricket, motorsports, baseball, marathon, American football, ice hockey, boxing, golf, pro wrestling, alpine sports, rugby, bobsled slash skeleton, figure skating, gymnastics, horse racing, MMA, and pro cycling. Out of all those sports, over the last, since 1980, 7 deaths by lightning within a game. That includes amateur sports as well. So, you know, they were averaging like 1 lightning death per 5 years, with millions of people playing sports every day. All I'm saying is it would hit the light poles and not hit the players. It would hit the light poles, which could be bad for spectators, though, to be fair. Um, if it were to hit one of the ones near the concourse and it, you know, everybody got burned, I guess, around it, because that kind of happens. But, anyways, deck of cards for games like this. I've got funny little rain cloud guy. Projected start still 4 o'clock. Don't see anything different. I think we have to wait 20 minutes in between strikes within our zone. The rain's still bad, but not blowing as hard anymore. Here, I'll give you a view of what's going on. There you go. Oh, it did get the camera a little. That's cool. See, you feel wet now watching that. You're hearing nothing. Oh, I just pieced things together. Logan, I never got that you were Torvey. I always got that his son did this job. And I was like, oh, it's Logan T. And then I looked you up and it's like, oh yeah, Logan Torvey. That's right. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate the support. But we are all watching out here. It's a solo show today. I'm pretty good at the improvising on my feet kind of thing. You want to hear starting lineups? Nah, we'll wait. We have them, but let's run through some of the things each of these places have. Some notable people out of each place. The Lincoln, Nebraska. The Lincoln East High School, enrollment of 2,215, circa 2019. They are 576 miles from Rapid City, compared to the 595 miles of distance that St. Michael has. So St. Michael, about 45 minutes further than Lincoln is from Nebraska. Whole field except for the warning track. It should be fine to play wet. Yeah. We should be just fine. We've played plenty of wet games this year. Lincoln East High School won 32 of 45 speech and debate state titles in Nebraska since the school started in 1967. 32 of 45. They're like, they've won like 70% of all state titles. That's pretty crazy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it works just fine. Oh, I'm sure. But it's working. It's worked pretty well. We've adjusted a few things, bit rates and a couple graphics-wise thing, but more or less same template. I've gone to just 1 inning as a scene. Yeah, I've gone to 1 inning as a scene here, and I adjust the rest of it. We put all of the sponsors in 1 inning because we don't have any live video sponsors anymore. So we are just doing the thing in 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. So we're staying in just. I decided the second inning because that's where I started, I guess. Um, well, that's that. Oh, by the way, if there was a rain delay, you want to see something cool? Look at the little rain delay graphic. It's a sad little storm cloud. How about that? um, we're on game number 3. I'm having a good time out here. Keeping you all company, I hope. Uh, I'll put up the real graphic now, because we aren't in a rain delay. That's not really the issue. There we go. Still, I believe, projected start 4 o'clock. So it's looking a little less likely. But this is about when weather.com said it would clear up, and I'm kind of seeing signs of that right now. Like, it is looking a little bit lighter. "30 deaths since 1980 playing the game of baseball. Some of them just acute trauma, like a ball back to the head kind of thing. Most of them actually just like heat exhaustion and maltreat, um, neglect to players' needs. A couple of people died from like pre-existing conditions, like a heart deformity. But there you go. That's pretty much what it's been. Not a single lightning death in baseball since that time. Oh yeah, go for a Q&A. I got nothing to do here. I'm happy to answer anything you want. Oh, I suppose you might enjoy this. That's our current bracket. 2 games this morning, both pretty good ones. Williston lost a pitcher's duel 1-0 with a lone solo shot from Jack Riley being the only run of the game for Harrisburg, sending home Williston. I don't know how I don't know how I would get to the championship round of a karaoke contest. Probably go just because I did do choir. Um, I did 3 years of choir in high school. Yep. I went from what was I, a tenor 1, which was the higher of the tenors, and all the way to a bass throughout my years. I got to the highest level, but it was the highest choir that my school offered, but was only offered the same period as the sports journalism class, which I helped start. So we didn't really get a choice on that one. Um, so there you go. Out at Grandview High School. Shout out to them. They're probably having a great day. Um, Nobody's there. They're never mind. It's August. They're probably doing like registration and sitting in the heat. That place they refused to turn on. I hated registration in high school because at my school they refused to just to save money over the over the time away, which makes sense. They turned off all the utilities, so the water fountains wouldn't work, and there was no air conditioning and anything like that, which makes sense. I'm not spending extra money on stuff that nobody's there to use. I get it, but registration, they would not turn it on, and you would be sweating to death with no water in the middle of like the hallway, waiting for your picture to be taken, or to like pick a class or show your vaccination stuff. Um, it was miserable, but I'd probably Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash. That's probably what I'd go with. Um, I had a pretty good name. I had a pretty good question I came up with. I don't even know how I come up with these kind of things, but um, question I posed to some people I know was: would you rather spin a wheel of talk show hosts to decide your baby's name, like whatever the talk show host name is, that'll be your baby's name, gender appropriate. Would you rather spin that wheel or get to choose the name, but you got to spell it all weird, like Kaylee, Kayleih, you know, that kind of thing, where you got to spell it all weird. So their whole life they have to correct other people trying to spell their name. Um, it's a tough choice. Whether you'd go with the talk show wheel host or the talk show host wheel, or get to pick the name, but you got to spell it wrong. Some people just choose to spell it wrong, anyways. But so, like, if it were a John, it would be JHONN or something. So that's a tough one. But the loser of the St. Michael's versus Carpetland game will be playing that Harrisburg team, the state champion. Or no, they won't. No, they'll be playing the Eden Prairie team. So there's a chance for a rematch of the Minnesota State Championship there. Hot dog. Yeah. Well, no, because the bread connects at the bottom. It doesn't happen in a sandwich. It's a taco, not a sandwich. Here's the real question. Are Uncrustables raviolis? I have been very clear on this. It is a bread-filled thing with filling. Though it is not your typical pasta, it is bread encapsulating a filling of usually, I mean, I guess it's not cheese, but you get the deal. I think that Uncrustables, the Smucker's take on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I believe those are raviolis by definition. But then it's like a dumpling or ravioli? Where do you draw the line? And is it because it's pasta or is it because of the filling? Because my question is then, if it's only because it's supposed to be in a sauce, what about baked raviolis? They are dry. They they are more close to like a calzone than anything else, really. Is a calzone a ravioli? You know, sub sandwich. I don't know if I'd even call a sub sandwich a sandwich. I know it's blasphemy because that's what you always think, but by definition, I believe a sandwich requires two pieces of bread. A sub sandwich only has one. I believe it falls into a horizontal taco denomination. I think I would call it a horizontal taco. I don't know if I'd agree that sub sandwiches, when they're not cut down the middle, because that's just one piece of bread. You wouldn't call a piece of turkey on some bread a sandwich, you know? One continuous piece of bread. Okay, all right, Liam, shoot. We're having fun out here. Great to know that we have more people watching me just babble on right now in the middle of this lightning delay than we had them for the majority of the games this year on Hard Hats TV. I don't think it's going to be 4, but it might be 4:15. It seems to be subsiding a little here. Um, you got to get okay. On paper, I've got to say that you got to go with a retired guy because he can throw a strike. Even if it's just batting practice out there. Hey, people forget Eric Gagne. He played for the Canadian national team in the Olympics at age 45 this year, or like a couple years ago in Tokyo. He did that. Um, if you're a good enough pitcher, you don't have the velocity, but you know how to do the grips, and you know how to throw a strike, the guy who never pitched is going to throw ephuses and miss the zone 9 out of 10 times. I think if the better question would be, would you rather put a high school pitcher on the mound in Game 7 or a pitcher who has not pitched in like 10 years? Because that's a difference. Because you got the advantage of the velocity on the high schooler side, but they just aren't pro level, but they can throw some strikes. I'd say that the better question would be the high school pitcher. I mean, the ephus, it works sometimes. I saw it work for Williams Astudillo when he when he prematurely ended Yermin Mercedes' career after he hit a home run on him. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not as easy as it looks. I think that you got to go with that. But if I were to choose between a high schooler, just like a high school pitcher, we'll give them honorable mention all state level. We'll do that. Like maybe going to an NAIA kind of school. At least at our like South Dakota honorable state all mention kind of thing. Um, that would be a far tougher decision because you're facing major league talent, and at least that guy can throw a strike, and he's not going to be he's not going to know how deep he is when he gets there. He's going to be like, it's possible, but I'm going to go pitch out there, kind of thing. Uh, uh, I think you let people be. There are people who like it. I think it comes down to the enzyme that is detected in certain sets of people, the kind of thing. What is it? I mean, it's like one of those things like you can taste bitter or you can't. They put the little square on your tongue in science class and see if you can taste bitter. Um, I always could taste it, but try to play it off like I couldn't to make people jealous. But the I think that there's an enzyme in pineapple that some people can taste, and it tastes really bad with pizza. And if you were to do that if you were to have it and you don't have that, and you put it on pizza, it's going to taste kind of nice. I think that it just depends by the person's taste. Pineapple eats you back when you eat it. It has a digestive enzyme that works away at your cheeks and whatnot. So there's a little fun fact. The pineapple eats you back. If you have too much, it'll start to wear away at stuff. That was not a good sound. That's true. Well, Nolan Ryan was special, and Roger was eating a balanced breakfast. Uh, but that's what I've got. So, oh, here's an idea. Oh wait, but I don't have Instagram signed in on this. I'll just sign in with mine. That was incorrect too. You took so long. The players are starting to walk back out to the field now. Yay! I wouldn't want to play on a single team that always loses, because then your confidence gets tied up in that, and I feel like your self-worth is going to be affected a little bit. Um, I'd rather be on a team in sunny weather that wins like 4 games a year, but if we lose every game and we go out there and it's like a certainty and nobody plays hard, I would rather be on the winning team. And also, I kind of like weather games and football and that kind of thing. I'm a big fan of, letting the environment give you some obstacles, see how you can adjust to it. I like that personally. I'd rather do the rain. Plus, we must be really good if we can win in the rain every time. And it's nice to be around people who are good and know they're good. Um, but that's what I would go with. I don't know. You should see my high school lacrosse team, the women's lacrosse team. They just did it for the fun of hanging out with friends after school. The women's lacrosse team was pretty bad. They have the longest win streak in the league right now. And that says a lot about the Yankees. um, Proud of the Royals. You know what? I genuinely thought entering the season with, MJ Melendez and Bobby Witt, I thought that the Royals were going to have the same year that the Diamondbacks were going to have. Completely different directions. I thought that with Bobby Witt, that it'd be like Corbin Carroll, and then you'd have some veterans around. You got Greinke, and then there's Gowan on the other side. I don't know. It felt like, and there's no relieving. There's good relieving on the Royals, but there's like no relieving on the Diamondbacks. I really thought the Diamondbacks were going to be about as good as the Royals coming into the year. I was very wrong about that. They felt like very similar teams. All right, they're going to go out and stretch again, but everybody is back in the dugouts. Let me pull you out. And all of the rain has dried from our camera. It even got a little bit of a wash. Very nice, very nice. I play fast and loose with the camera because I haven't experienced the horror of a broadcaster that realizes that they have messed up a camera and has to deal with it. I'm just going to live until that eventually happens, and I'm going to just cry and die about the camera later on when that happens. But we play fast and loose. We live till we don't.
Hey, Lincoln, if you could just stay in the dugout for a few more minutes, just that last lightning bolt was a little close. Thank you. We'll let you know.
Now you have to stay in the dugout for just a minute. Just a few more. Now's a good time to give a shout out to all the parents here at Post 22, which have been so great. No, but now I don't want to name them all because I'm going to forget a few and I'm going to feel bad. So, because I can't have favorites. They're all great. Anyways. Who's touching our camera? Hello? Oh no, he was just sitting down. We're okay. Favorite game? Firecracker Championship was amazing. That was a really fun game. Pueblo Azteca versus Next Level was a very fun game to call. It was just two really good teams duking it out. Easy Rojas on the mound, throwing heat, and that was a really fun game. But about the 5th inning, it kind of died, and it wasn't so fun anymore. But it was really good for most of the game. The Missoula game was kind of underwhelming. I mean, the Missoula and Next Level game was good. I just don't think I did a good job on it, so I wasn't like feeling it most of the game because I wasn't up for the game for most of it. I was just kind of hanging out, and then it started to happen, and I'm like, oh, got to get into the mood, and it didn't quite work out. Firecracker Championship was the most fun I had, yeah. I don't even think I did that good a job on that game. But the game kind of did it for me. And the broadcast worked out great. The game just kind of led me around and carried the broadcast. But it was just two teams playing at such a high level and a great finish. I think the Firecracker Championship against the next level's got to be the #1 of the year. Updates? Everybody's on the field. They're rolling around in the golf court out there, just the warning track, seeing if it's usable. But we're they're about to go. I mean, in like 5 minutes, maybe even sooner. We're gonna see them both teams go out and stretch again, and then we'll probably get underway. If I were to guess, about 4:30, which is behind schedule, but could have been worse. I have not either. He's still mad about that thing. I mean, that bat was crazily flipped. That kid was amazing, though. John Gonzalez went 9 for 15, and there is a little bit of a what if he wasn't ejected and suspended the next game, or if we just didn't play that night, knowing the risk and the fact that it wouldn't change anything. If we just didn't play that night, and John Gonzalez got to play the championship game, there's a real case to be made that would have won it for that the next level might have won, because he was batting 600 in the tourney and led the tourney in runs and was led the tourney in RBIs and was second in runs and the whole deal. He was just a complete package. But yeah, there was a lot of emotion tied up in that thing too, and the stakes and the fact the Hard Hats went undefeated to win their first firecracker of the. I did hear this first firecracker, undisputed firecracker of the Torvey era. I think. I think they split in like 2018 when the championship game was rained out and it was like a tied championship, but for a real championship. I'm with you on the Uncrustables too, GJ. I'm totally with you. So, we'll get to warming up here in a minute. I have the lineups, but they're secret. Only I can know. I'll tell you. I'll tell you all of those as we get closer to the game starting. Oh yeah, and to John's credit, once he realized his mistake when his coach yelled at him, he was like, "Oh no!" And then he went over. He personally apologized, um, and he seemed to take it somewhat well, and it was a good thing for him to teach him that. But he seemed to learn it pretty well as well. Yeah, it is a tough tournament to win. It was a tough tournament to win this year. Um, that Rocky Mountain team we beat on senior night. They won Colorado. They're in the winners bracket of the Northwest Regional right now, over in Gillette, Wyoming. So we played tough teams, and that team finished third in the tourney. The state champion from Colorado finished third. Yeah, so you actually have the best odds of making it to Shelby if you are in any of the 4 states here. Most states just send a champion. The way it works most of the time, for most of these states, here I'll show you what I'm seeing real quick. You'll like this. Alright, let me show you something real quick. I'm a real whiz kid. Alright. So here's the rest of here's every region in America that is going on right now. All of the regionals. As you can see, we are there where the top 2 teams get in and the host team gets in. But for the Northwest region going on in Gillette right now, it's 7 state championships plus the host team Gillette Riders, who actually won their game last night. Shout out to them. We smoked them 16 or 17 to nothing earlier this year. And that was on the road, but little things here and there. But then you look at the Northwest has 7 state champions from really good states like Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho has won several recent Legion World Series championships with Idaho Falls. The Cheyenne Post 6 is really good this year on the back of their Nebraska ace, Bradley Feeser. They get to go! The kids are going to play! Woo! But that's what it is. So I think that, I don't even know how they decided 5, but most of these are 7 state regions, which means that every champion plus the host gets in, or second place in their state. We just have a weird one here, but you look at that western region, that's stacked. Arizona, California, Nevada, and Texas, and Utah. That's 5 really good states. Some may argue that ours is the weakest on the fact that we only have 4 states, and 2 of them have less than 1 million people in the state, with South Dakota and North Dakota. But Eden Prairie won a title in 2011. We won the Post 22 won a title or won the World Series in 1993. Then the Fargo was runner-up in 2019. I mean, these are all really good teams that are here that have competed at the national level. And so, think twice before calling us. Well, these are 4 states that take Legion ball really seriously, too. I genuinely think that Cheyenne Post 6, if they get out of that Northwest region, could compete for a national title. If they cleaned up their defense, they've got it going. They're a really good team, top to bottom, hitting-wise. Their defense is iffy sometimes. The pitching is there, the whole deal. I'd like to see them do that. We went 2-5 against them this year. Played a 3-game away, 3-game home, and then they participated in our Veterans Classic in early June. And we played them once in that. Lost that game. But we won a home series against them, so that's pretty cool. Interesting to see some of these pairings. There you go. You can see your mics over there. Yeah, we're going to start playing somewhat soon. Woo! I'm guessing 4:30. That's my informed guess right now. Is they'll give them, 20 minutes to warm up. And then you'll see 4:30 first pitch. And this will definitely impact the hard hat start time, but hey. Yeah.
Play cops and keep the lineup at 4-2-6.
Baseball
All right,
fans,
I'll take
our
that.
goal is to have the play conference and lineups at 4:26 with our first pitch. Right after the national anthem, we're right around 4:31 out time.
All right, 4:31 first pitch. This is very exciting news. So we're in the winner's bracket. No, actually, that one Idaho team from Idaho Falls that won all those national titles, the Legion World Series. Nope, they're not in this. Pocatello was the champion from Idaho. So that team did not make it out of their state. They're not in that region, so it's pretty wide open. Yeah, Cheyenne's been having a moment. They had won 9 in a row against us. We stopped them from getting to 10 at a stretch there. Yeah, you'll be able to see that. I'll post stuff on the social media if you're following the Post 22 Baseball Twitter, Post 22 Baseball Instagram. I'll post some stuff for the national championship or the national stage thing. Those might even be. Those should be like really nice, like TV quality stuff. With like many camera angles and a home plate and a cam from the center field looking at the pitcher from the back, that kind of thing. Because of course it's Shelby, and they get to build TV stuff all the time because we know where we're gonna play every year, unlike previous years. If we go to, I want to see how the Northwest region is doing. Like I said, I was kind of surprised. Gillette did win their game 4-2 last night. Cheyenne's gonna play that Pocatello team. Portland, Oregon, currently in the losers bracket. Didn't expect that, I bet. Oh wait, today's Thursday, right? Helena, Montana got walked off in the 9th inning by Portland, Oregon. So Helena's out, and Eagle River, Alaska's out. That's very sad. Bellevue, Washington got the win. Pocatello upset Cheyenne Post 6. So the Idaho team headed to the winner's bracket. Gillette will play the. Gillette is probably playing Fort Collins right about now. Which AKA is Rocky Mountain Lobos, who came to the Firecracker. They just don't like to say the high school names. They just kind of give you the place. So I bet Pocatello is also a high school, but we don't know which one. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to see that. Cheyenne lost. It's a fly in here. Very upsetting. I'm just Bradley Feeser got the loss? What? Wow, Bradley Feeser, the big mountain of a man, 6'5" ace, going to Nebraska in the fall. He got beat up a little. Jaden, do I have an inning by inning recap? Wyoming put up all 6 of their runs in the final 2 innings. They were really close to a comeback. Yeah. Oh man, they went deep in their pen for this one. They got George, Jones, Seeley, and Feeser in there. anyways, that's what we got. So yeah, Cheyenne went down. Oh, they nearly closed on this one. They were down 7-0 in the sixth, and they came back to make it 7-6. That's progress. But Pocatello, carrying on that Idaho tradition. All right. So as we get ready here, I'll get into Mike's versus Carpetland mode. That is a very good. Carpetland's got their money's worth out of supporting this team. They really have. Um, think about how many more people are thinking about Carpetland this year now that they're on this team. That's pretty cool. So Lincoln East, aka Carpetland. Where did my end stream button go? I just like left. How did that happen? It's like worrying. How am I gonna? It's like finding out your car doesn't have brakes halfway through it. It's like, I'm just gonna leave this thing open. I don't know. So, yeah, they haven't. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Elkhorn South, they were fourth in their little sub-state regional where two teams were supposed to make it in. Yeah, Elkhorn South was right on the edge. They are eliminated, though. They lost to Eden Prairie today. Eden Prairie plays the loser of this game. There's a chance for a rematch of the Minnesota State Championship that ended 5-4 if St. Michael loses this one, which would be like interesting because that was such a good game in the first place. The Mikes rode the great start from Ashton Groves. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, a behind the back no look catch that they tried to send into Sports Center. That was all earlier there. So they rode that to a 4-0 win over the over that Harrisburg championship team from South Dakota. It's Harrisburg's first time here. They did end up winning against Williston, even in dramatic fashion. And speaking of winning against Williston, Carpetland, not a ton of competition in the first round. They put up 10 runs and kind of mailed it in with some relief pitchers that they were just kind of conserving guys, eating innings, I guess. They allowed a 4-run rally late in the game. It became a 10-5 win. But you got to remember that there's still people here that aren't allowed to pitch because they pitched a lot of innings they did a lot of pitches in the state championship games, or in the state, this close enough. In the end of the state, because it's only been like 4 days since the championship of Minnesota. Weird to think about, but it's true. So like just a little over half a week ago, they were playing for the title, and now they're out here in round 2 of the winners bracket. So now's a solid time. Pennsylvania has 2 teams. One of them is probably hosting. Oh no, they aren't. It's in Morgantown. Well, there's 6 teams there. Maybe they. I don't know what's happening there, but good for Pennsylvania. Maybe there was a tiebreaker or something. Or Pennsylvania just has the most people in that region, and they're like, we'll throw them in there. I don't know. Good for Pennsylvania, though. There was 6 teams in that regional, so it was every state champion plus the host plus one extra, and it seemed to go to the Pennsylvania team. So here are your starting lineups. On the scoreboard, the visitors here, the Minnesota State champion, the St. Michael Mikes. Leading off for them will be the second baseman, Ryan Luster, followed by shortstop, Matthew Maulick. Then catcher, Dylan Glass will be third. Cleanup is third baseman, Evan Saunders. Then the first baseman, Curtis Lacatz, will be at the 5. Left fielder Mason Varley, who went 3 for 3 yesterday, he will be at the 6. Designated hitter Grant Riedel will enter for the first time into the lineup. He'll be batting 7th. And center fielder Sam Huber will be 8th. And right fielder Ashton Groves, who had that great pitching outing last time, is going to be at the 9 hole with Zachary Holinsky on the mound. So to recap, first 3 for the Mikes. Second baseman Ryan Lusker, shortstop Matthew Maulick, and catcher Dylan Glass. The middle 3, third baseman Evan Saunders, first baseman Curtis Lacatz, and left fielder Mason Varley. The bottom 3, designated hitter Grant Riedel, center fielder Sam Huber, and right fielder Ashton Groves with Zachary Holinsky on the mound. Now your lineup for the Carpetland Lincoln East Spartans. Carpetland Lincoln East, their leadoff man, left fielder Owen Lasig, followed by first baseman AJ Avasco, catcher Garrett Springer, who had a 2-run homer yesterday in that game against Williston. Going to be there. Then a 3-run homer. Then at the cleanup, center fielder Mason Gaines, followed by right fielder Ryan Clementi at the 5. Third baseman Tanner Peterson will be 6th. Then the second baseman Kai Berkey will be 7th. Shortstop Harrison Beester will be at the 8th, and designated hitter Landon Sandy will be at 9. Doing good, trying to figure out how to get out of here. I think he wants to get onto the concourse with the buggy. You have to go all the way around, man. There's another door in the back here, but you got to go all the way around. You can't go through that door. Anyways, we'll get to him later. Darren's just on the field with the little golf cart. He's still over there. Now he's getting sent to do it. He's just going to put it back where it belongs. So then the Chase Nelson on the mound. So the first 3 for Carpetland, left fielder Owen Lasig, first baseman AJ Avasco, and catcher Garrett Springer. The middle 3, center fielder Mason Gaines, right fielder Ryan Clementi, and third baseman Tanner Peterson. The bottom 3, second baseman Kai Berkey, shortstop Harrison Beester, and designated hitter Landon Sandy with Chase Nelson on the mound. So those are your lineups here today. We should be getting ready. We'll do the code of conduct, and we'll get a national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 7 of the American Legion Central.
Thank you all for bearing with us. We are now ready for Mikes versus Spartans. I'll put you in the top of the inning. There you go. Just to let you know that you're doing great out there. I'll give you the top of the first.
At this time, we'll send down to the field Mr. Jim Moran, the Assistant National Director of the Central Plains Regional, with the code of sportsmanship.
We want to just congratulate you guys for being here today in the winner's bracket. I continue to tell you this. Live the dream. Because never forget these days. I ask you now to repeat after me. I will keep the rules. Keep faith with my teammates. Keep my temper. Keep myself fit. Keep a stout heart in defeat. Keep my pride under in victory. Keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body.
Thank you, Mr. Moran. And now, fans, as we honor our great country with the playing of the national anthem, we ask that you please rise, remove your hat or caps, and stand with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military guard in uniform may also salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, after a little more than an hour of delay, we are ready to play some baseball. The Minnesota State champion St. Michael Mikes entered the game at an impressive record of 25-4-1. They will play up against the Carpetland Lincoln East Spartans. They are 47-9. If you were to do the math on that, one of the teams is effectively, if you were to even out their total games played, one of them is 58-2, and the other is like 50-9, more or less, 47-9, and pretty close there. They have a very similar win percentage, is what I'm getting at. Both of them a very impressive winning percentage of that.
Setting up the rugs defensively. At first base, Alex
So here we go.
at second base,
The Mikes are going to get a chance to bat first. They're saying they're in a big huddle around their coach right now.
in the outfield, Lisa is Owen Lacing in the left. In center is Mason Gaines. In right.
Klinkhammer not going to be playing today. Very sad. He was the 6'6" first baseman for the Mikes. I enjoyed watching him very much. All right, there we go. All right, there we are. So, welcome everybody in here for a Hard Hats TV presentation of the Central Plains Regional. Hope you all are having a pretty good day out here. So, there we go. We are ready to go. Yep, we're about to start. After over an hour, we are about to start the game. Yeah, Mr. Glass, we are finally beginning the game. After a lightning delay cost us an hour, we are going to get this game. Winner's bracket game here between two state champs. It's shaping up to be a good one. Leading off now for Carpetland in the top of the first is going to be Owen Lasig on the mound leading off for the Mikes is Ryan Luster. On the mound for Carpetland is Chase Nelson. Nelson, fastball down the middle for the first pitch. Should be a good game. So we're looking at a 0-1 count now to Lasig. Lasig went 1 for 4 yesterday. He had a run. Off the plate, sits on a ball. Now we're looking at a 1-1. That's hit into center. Floated out there and caught. So fly out will be out number 1. Lasig flies out to center field. It'll bring up the 2-hole hitter, Matthew Malik. So, Matty Malik, as I just heard from somebody in the crowd column. 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch. He already has scuffed pants. I don't even know how that happens. What was he, sliding on the turf? Anyways, 0-1. Malik trying to be the man to get the first hit in this game for the Mikes. For anybody, fouled off the catcher mask, now 0-2. He passes it back to the catcher, who wipes it off and gives it to the pitcher. It is a little bit damp out there. No rain falling at this given moment, though. That's good news. Ball outside, sat on, 1-2 count. So Malik being here. This team had pretty good offense, at least early in the game, for St. Michael when they played Harrisburg. They kind of didn't score for the final 4 innings, though. Popped up into shallow center. It might drop. It will! The second baseman face plants into the ground out there. He'll be fine. But that will drop. Malik, a blooper into just the right spot of center to get down. And that'll be the first hit of the game. Matthew Malik into center field. Falling down and going after it was Kai Berkey, trying to steal one. Yeah, no. St. Michael Mikes, the state champions, and the Carpet Land Lincoln East. You can see it's in the title up there, but I'll spell it out as well. But yeah, St. Michael Mikes and Carpet Land Spartans, aka Lincoln East Spartans. St. Michael is from St. Michael, Minnesota. That's popped up, and the left fielder wants it. He will get it. Second out. So 3 pop-ups. One of them gets down. And now up comes the cleanup man, Evan Saunders. There's 1 man on, and a lot of pop-ups going on here. Nelson inducing some fly balls, which at the major league level is not what you want to do. Softest throwback to first I've seen in a minute. No intent to get the runner there, just trying to send a message. Saunders does a little shimmy. I like the batting stance. I didn't pick up on that in the first time. He stands with his hips open to the pitcher when he waits for the pitch. Never mind. He just did that for that pitch. He had like both of his feet in the back of the box. Oh no, there it is. His hips are open to the pitcher. That's his pose. And then he takes a step forward. I don't know about mechanics. Oh yeah, stays. I can accommodate. There you go. Strike on the outside. So now we look at a 1-2. To Saunders. I really do. I wonder what, because you don't ever see that. You usually are lateral and you got your shoulders set parallel to the plate. He only does that as he steps into a pitch. In the dirt, make it 2-2. Must also just mess with people. They might think it's interesting, like I do. The Fargo people are here, I think. I think Fargo just pulled in. Oh, poor guys. All right, 2-2 count. Pitch in the dirt, and we go to a full count again. So here, full count to Saunders. Flat. The pitcher Nelson, not looking for his first K and or a normal out. He's just trying to get out the inning. That's a strike inside of the plate. Saunders goes down on it. I agree with the call. I think that was on the inside. Saunders tries to play it off. And so nobody scores in the top of the first for the Mikes. But that's not very rare for anybody in this tournament. We haven't had a single first inning run all day now. The first inning runs over / under bet doing pretty well right now. That's a favorite among bettors. I wouldn't know. So that's the first strikeout of the game for Nelson. To recap that inning for St. Michael, they get one hit, no runs, no earned runs. There were no errors. One man was left on. It remained 0-0. Now Zachary Helinski will come onto the mound for this St. Michael team. If he's even half as good as Groves was, you're in for a treat. Ashton Groves pitched a masterpiece yesterday to completely shut out Harrisburg Bull. I mean, he had some help at the very end, but still.
Number 34, Zachary Polinsky. We play on umpire for today's game. I will play Mr. Craig Mills. At first base, Andrew Fisher, and at third, Mr. Corey Aldridge. Thank you, umpires.
All right, so Owen Lasig will lead off the game for Carpetland. Like I said, they didn't face a ultimately all too tough opponent, especially on the pitching side of things in Williston, who is now since been eliminated. Williston, the number 2 team out of North Dakota, came into this tournament with a negative record. Both of the Cinderellas got humbled out here in the regional. Elkhorn South, who barely made it to state in Nebraska. So it's an 0-2 count to Lasik. Lasik swings that one right into middle, right down the middle into center. So a leadoff single. A leadoff single for Lasik. And it'll bring up AJ Avasco.
Number 7, Alex Avasco.
All right, so a single for Lasik starts things out on the bounce ball off of the plate, but it went foul. That really did land directly down on the plate and take a little bit of a spinny bounce on a especially grippy rubber top of that wet plate at home. 0-1, fouled off. I think it's made out of some sort of rubber material. I don't know. I haven't touched it with my fingers. Yeah, 22 is a Cinderella. I agree. But that being said, the 2 teams that were within 3 games of 500 entering this tournament, they were eliminated just a little bit low. Good frame job attempted there by the catcher for the Mikes, Dylan Glass. He does not get the umpire to flinch, though. These are some of the best umpires in the region. So 1-2. High and outside, make it 2-2. Avasco not getting fooled by any of this. Avasco is going to be a Kansas State Wildcat come 2024, so the year after this one. AJ Avasco, swing and a miss, strike 3. The first K of the day for Helinski, and that'll be out number 1. He strikes out the Wildcat to be, and now coming up, Garrett Springer. Springer, 3-run shot. No doubter in the left yesterday. One of just 2 home runs so far in this tournament. He's got the arm on him, and he is going to go to he's going to be a Missouri State Bear in the fall. That's a strike. Well, I mean, I didn't say in the fall, circa 3 weeks from now or something. I know for Harry Good, he just got told by his team, just show up when your Legion stuff's over. Ooh, called strike. Maybe a little bit generous. Must have just got a little bit of the plate as it came in. I thought it was a little bit low. So did the batter, Springer. So Springer down in the count, 0-2 to Helinski. That's going to be a grounder. Soft over to short. It will be scooped, throw to first in time. Good splits there by the Mike's first baseman, Curtis Lecatz, and that'll be out number 2. So the runner does advance over to second. That is Lasik. Okay, so now that's a swing and a miss. So the cleanup man up, Mason Gaines. He is 1 for 4, does have 2 RBIs, as well as a triple in this tournament so far. Strike, edge of the plate. That's a painted one in the top left corner. Yeah, I was thinking Garrett. Yeah. Oh wait, he's not in this senior this year. Okay, all right, thank you. So 0-2 count. Holinsky delivers. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Glass catches it in his glove, and that'll be the end of the inning. So despite the leadoff man getting on, Holinsky recovers, and neither team scores in the first inning. We will go into the second inning tied 0-0. This is shaping up to be what I thought it would be, which is a great game. So K number 2 for Holinsky. Recap that inning for Carpetland. 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on. An identical summary to the first inning for the Mikes. A big stretching job. He is doing some aerobics out there. He takes a running start throw to home. That's in the old Trevor Bauer routine. He always used to do a running start to home throw whenever he warmed up his pitches at the beginning of games. His catchers hated it. They would say it's reckless and you're gonna really hurt somebody one day throwing 110 on a running start, because you can get so much more force behind it when you get the run to it. Okay, so leading off this inning for the Mikes is going to be Curtis Lacatz. So Lacatz is looking to start off this inning well for the Mikes. Mikes were a first half of the game team earlier. Like I said, they put up 4 runs in the first 3 and then just sat on them for the rest of the game in a 4-0 win over Harrisburg Gold. Harrisburg won today, but they also put up very little against an incredible performance from Williston's starting pitcher, Caden Finders. So 0-1 count now. Nelson gives him one. That's going to be lined to the left. So a single for leadoff single for the first baseman, Curtis Lacatz, to start things out here for the Mikes in the top of the second. He'll bring up one of the only hitters left, or actually the only hitter with a perfect, who's batting 1,000 left in the tournament. It is Mason Varley. Varley had a heck of a show yesterday. We went 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a double. So Varley, 3 for 3 on the day yesterday, did also earn a walk. So we'll see how he reacts today. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Nelson, according to his Prep Baseball Report reference, has a repertoire of, he has a bag of pitches that is an 88 mile per hour fastball, a 75 to 77 mile per hour changeup, 71 to 72 mile per hour curveball, and and what you just saw, a 71 to 74 slider. So that's a curveball, changeup, slider, fastball, all in the somewhat higher range. But his spin, the spin rate I was seeing on his stats weren't like impressing me too much. They look pretty average, but he's got a good arm. We'll see. The spin rate just on the Pro Prep Baseball Report reference, wasn't showing me that it was really deceptive stuff. That one taken at the eyes. So with the man on first, nobody out, Nelson delivering to Varley. Varley, after swinging on the first one, sat on the next 2. Nelson, swing and a miss, strike 2. Another one that just goes over the bat of Varley. So Varley awaiting. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He pulls the string on Varley, gets the first out of the inning. So Varley goes down for the first time at the plate. That is the second K of the day. First one swinging for Chase Nelson. It'll bring up the designated hitter, Grant Riedel. Riedel has not come to bat yet. He is replacing, he's filling in at DH for a man who has moved to first. Lecats was the DH. He moved to first, and then Klinkhammer left the lineup. So now we got Riedel at the DH position. So that's what's going on there. Did he go? I think he did. They do say that he did. So that'll be strike 1. Riedel unable to hold up on the check swing there. A little bit high. So now we look at a 1-1. The 1-1. Riedel trying to bring in a run here, or at least do something to help it out. That's strike 2. A softer changeup finds the top of the zone. That's the kind of ball that you can just smoke if you're on it, but will fool you entirely if you aren't. So a 1-2. A little bit outside. So Riedel sits on it, stares at the ball, decides he's better off not engaging. So a 2-2 count. Did he go? He did. Strike 3. The second strikeout swinging in a row for Nelson. They're bringing their A game today. This Carpetland team not messing around. And neither is Chase Nelson. Sam Huber now up to bat. So at risk of wasting the leadoff single, the Mikes need to put something together here in the top of the second. And Sam Huber going to be tasked with being the catalyst. That's a strike right down central. So an 0-1 to the lefty. Should, in theory, have a slight advantage over the right-hander on the mound, Nelson. Throw to first, not in time. That's about the 4th pickoff to Lecats here. I seem pretty scared. You see Hard Hats coach Torvey, just on the phone out there at the concourse. He doesn't play for a while. I'm actually going to go update that stream in a minute. I'll push it back an hour like this game got pushed back an hour, because that feels reasonable to me that this game would be done an hour later than we thought it would be the other time, because, you know, we pushed it back. That is just a bit outside, just barely, and it's 1-1. There's a hawk over the field. No turkeys, though. Don't have to worry about any of that. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Chase Nelson working pretty well right now. He has struck out the 3. He's gotten outs via the K. All 3 of his last 3 batters he's got out. So it's a 1-2. Here to Huber. Grounded sharply over to second. Throw it first in time. So that'll be the inning. Nobody scores in the top of the second. It remains tied 0-0. Spartans will get a chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the second if they're able to get some hits together off of Helinski. 31 pitches through 2 for the pitcher Nelson, which is that's on pace for something good. That's on pace for like a 6-7 inning start. Lecats, so 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on. That has been the exact same result of every single. That's been the result of every single game or every single inning in this one. which is 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, and 1 man left on. For both teams, that is. So, Carpetland trying to break the trend, see if they can do something with a leadoff hit. They had one last time, didn't do too much with that. Leadoff hit, probably one of the most valuable you can have in baseball. But, I don't know. It hasn't been working out too well for the teams that have gotten them.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Rugs, right fielder number 12, Ryan Clementi.
Oh, they just don't have a third base coach. Carpetland has a coach at first. They don't have a third base coach. That's a strike. I wonder about that. Oh no, he's coming out the dugout. He's gonna be the third base coach. Okay, never mind. He was just taking a minute. Holinsky throws a ball right down Main Street. Great pitch there. And now Holinsky facing Clementi in an 0-2. That's a ball outside. Clementi keeps the lumber upright. The 1-2. Ooh, why could I hear that? It sounded like it was hit off a bat. Hopefully he has some padding back there, otherwise that really hurt his shoulder blade. Yeah, no, I could see him wincing over it first. That hurt. He just doesn't want to show it in front of the boys. So a leadoff hit by pitch. Actually, the third hit by pitch for Clementi. I don't even know how that's possible, but he has 3 hit by pitches over the game and at bat that he's done so far. So now Tanner Peterson up. He had a double hit by pitch and was 1 for 2 last game. And that was against a pretty good start by Kussler, the All-State pitcher from Harrisburg. That's right down the middle. So it's 0-2 now. Holinsky just throwing strikes. He doesn't get down in the count. He just gets you early, and he reads something off of his hand. The kind of playbook you'd see on an underclassmen quarterback at college, that kind of thing. So an 0-2. Oh, off the side of the helmet, the flap there. So back-to-back hit by pitches. They yell, Tanner, are you okay? So both of the runners get on via hit by pitches, and suddenly 2 men on and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Bring up Ty Berkey. So after getting ahead in the count, Holinsky just keeps on dishing out free passes and bruises. Taken off the plate, the bunt defense comes in. And showing bunt is Kai Berkey. Berkey was 1 for 3 last game, had a run and an RBI. Honestly, we may or may not get to play the game tonight. They might have to do a doubleheader situation where they just play the first game and then everybody gets a rest and they come back later in the day, which is still an easier schedule than the Minnesota State Regional. That is going to be a soft one. Nobody wants it. Holinsky throws to first in time. Runners advance on the sacrifice bunt. Nobody was calling for it. Holinsky ended up deciding to lunge in and grab it out the middle on a not so especially great bunt, but it gets the job done. Brings up Harrison Beester. Beester committed to Ellsworth Community College. As far as I know, unrelated to the Ellsworth Air Force Base, a couple miles to the east of here in Box Elder, one of the largest Air Force bases in the nation. It has been pointed out on many things over the years that it would be one of the first places nuked if we got into an armed nuclear warfare situation, just to remove its usefulness to the Air Force. But just so you know, Rapid City, probably one of the first places to go. So keep that in mind. Luckily, Box Elder just far enough out that you're probably not going to get scorched over here, but you would have to evacuate, you know? So an 0-2 count. Beaster, the 0-2. Strike 3! He paints the corner! He's like, that was a strike, right? Okay, I'm heading out. But a really great pitch there, able to freeze the batter and paint the corner on the outer upper part of the zone. That is K number 3 for Holinsky. And with 2 men in scoring position, he was able to get the K there. Now 2 outs. It'll go to the 9-hole hitter, designated hitter Landon Sandy. High pitch outside. Glass keeps it in front of him. 2 great pitchers, or 2 great catchers for these teams. Between Garrett Springer and DJ Glass, they're both multifaceted, defensive and offensive. Strike 1 on the edge of the plate. Holinsky hitting that same spot over and over again, out on the outer part of the plate for lefties. 1-1 for Holinsky. Sandy flinches, takes one at the top of the zone. Another really good fooling pitch. Everybody just keeps taking strikes. Holinsky fills up that zone over and over again. Nobody seems to learn the lesson, so it's a 1-2 count. Sandy calls time. Glass has something to say to his pitcher. All right, 1-2. Holinsky, up and away. That ball not in the least bit enticing to Sandy. So a 2-2 count. A lot of strikeouts have been looking here for the Mites. That is strike 3 again! Holinsky paints the corner! So nobody scores in the second inning, and we are still tied 0-0 in a proto-pitchers duel here. Some good stretches. Like I said, keeping himself limber out there on the mound right now is Chase Nelson. He's doing the quick steps. He must have pulled something recently because he is being very big on things. Okay. So 4 Ks now for Holinsky, and he gets out of trouble despite 2 men being in scoring position with 1 out. Holinsky strikes out 2 looking, and so no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. Hello. Hello, whoever just waved at the camera. Probably got a family member watching at home. Fun little thing. And no errors. 2 men left on. It remains 0-0. Up comes Ashton Groves. He was ridiculous yesterday on the mound and in the field. Hitting-wise, definitely not the same caliber. He went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. But he more than made up for it in his pitching. And his defense, that behind the back no-look grab was great. And so was his diving catch off the mound on the first out of the game. 1 out. That's going to be reached out, poked over to short, handled cleanly, throw to first in time. A lot of St. Michael and Carpetlanders here watching their team compete. I'd say more St. Michael's here, but it's not. It's still a close race.
Now batting the leadoff hitter, second baseman number 5, Ryan Luster.
So for the first time, somebody's going to go back through the order here. Ryan Luster going to get his second trat. It might have been. Oh, it was Helinski's. That's fantastic. Well, I should be proud right now. That's a strike right down the middle. So Luster, the 0-1. Take it to the top of the zone. Can't sit off on much with this ump. He's definitely going to call anything that touches the zone as in, which by the rule is how that is supposed to be called. That's a chopper over to third, first, and that'll be out number 2. So back-to-back ground outs for the Mikes here in the top of the third. So no forward progress for them in this inning. Malik now due up, or is going to be up to bat. Malik did have a bloop single into center in the first inning. A little bit high, make it 1-0. Strike 1, delivered on the outside of the plate. Nelson getting ready. 1-1 here to Malik. Grounded over to first, handled cleanly, and he'll touch the bag himself. That'll be the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go down the Mikes, and it is still tied 0-0 entering the bottom of the third. Spartans once again going to get a chance to take a lead here, break this stalemate. So to recap that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on base. 0-0. That was also a relief for those carpet landers out there, because that was because prior to that inning, 31 pitches for Nelson, which is about pace but a little bit high for what you want. He was able to finish that inning in about 6, thanks to a couple of ground outs. Or 6 or 7, something like that. I don't even think he's at 40 right now, is what I'm trying to say. And he made up some ground on the pitch count. So if he's trying to go full game, you can. It's looking a lot better. I do see a little bit of mom paparazzi over there.
Now batting on third, the leadoff hitter, number 6,
Owen Lasig now going to come back up. The top of the order is returning for Carpet Land. Lasig had a leadoff single into right his first time up. Taking ball outside. Very dangerous to take anything against Helinski at this point. 1-0. That's going to be teed off on into center and going back and making a grab. So the backpedaling was enough. Did not get past him, and that'll be out number 1. Huber able to make the grab. So out number 1 on 2 pitches. It'll bring up AJ Avasco. Avasco, as we mentioned before, going to the Big 12 with a lot of new teams in it, circa 2024, which is when he will get there. Strike 1 delivered outside part of the plate. Helinski just painting corners right now. That's going to be hit, flared into left, and caught. So another fly ball fly out. 2 quick outs here for Helinski in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the third. This is a real pitcher's duel right now between Nelson and Helinski, but not without a couple, cracks in the foundation. Both teams do have hits. Both teams have had quite a few runners over their time. This is Garrett Springer. That's a strike right down Main Street. A really slow ball finds its way in. Holinsky, I'd argue, better against lefties than he is against righties, but he's been great against righties too. I just think there's a certain spot in the zone he likes to hit on lefties. Something that breaks and hits the outside of the plate that he can't do so well on the inside of righties. How about that? Another one right down Main Street. They're going to go talk to his manager. He's got something to talk about with a third base coach. Maybe he sees something on Holinsky. Is there a tip? Maybe there's something being tipped here. Avasco, or sorry, not Avasco. Springer thinks that he needs to tell his coach something at least. So an 0-2. The 0-2, Holinsky in the dirt. Make it 1-2. Fouled off the padding of glass, and we will go to a 1-2. We will continue the at-bat. Oh, he's going to tie his shoe. All right, 1-2 count. He is back up. His shoe is tied, and Garrett Springer is ready to mash. It is 1-2 now from Holinsky. Delivery. Popped up into shallow left. Left fielder coming in on it. He will make the grab. So a 1-2-3 inning, and we are nearly halfway through this game, and still tied 0-0, locked in a pitcher's duel. Both of these great offenses been held at bay by the respective pitchers. Chase Nelson for Carpetland and Zachary Holinsky for this Mike's team. So we enter the top of the fourth now. Recap that inning: no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on base. That whole inning, that's the that wasn't just the recap for the half of the inning. That was the entire inning. Nobody got a hit, nobody got on base or anything. It was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inning. You don't expect to see that between two state champs with great offenses like these guys. But pitching, often said to be 60% of the game. A very unorthodox setup for Nelson. He does those running start pitches, and he stretches. He's got a very interesting routine. That's all I'm going to say. Dylan Glass going to lead this one off. Glass 0 for 1 in this game, 1 for 5 on the tournament. He does have a triple, a run, and 2 RBIs. Trying to set things up for the Mikes here to break the stalemate. That's a strike right down the middle. Glass thinks he wants that one back because he started his movement, then he held off, and then he realized later on that, oh, that wasn't the zone. 1-0-1. That's also a strike. A fastball sped by him. Nelson tips the cap a little, and it's an 0-2. Thank you all for tuning in here. Hard Hats TV, bringing you every game of the Central Plains Regional. That's its outside, and we go to a 1-2. Catcher setting up outside the zone was a clear tell that was going to be a ball. I wonder if batters can't see that, though. I always wonder, because they start to do that. Way high, make it 2-2. Garrett Springer doing a good job behind the plate. Both catchers doing a good job, and they're standing right there next to one another. Swing and a miss for Dylan Glass. He will go down swinging. Out number 1 is recorded.
Now batting the third baseman, number 23, Evan Saunders.
That's the 4th strikeout of the game, and now 7 consecutive mics taken down by the pitcher Nelson, including 3 strikeouts. He'll go to the cleanup man, Saunders, with nothing to clean. Outside, ball 1. Been a real pitcher's duel. We've seen that before. That 1-0 game earlier today. Harrisburg Gold beating the Williston Keybirds. Outside, make it 2-0. Evan Saunders waiting on pitches. A walk as good as a single in this situation. Maybe not for breaking up the pitcher's confidence, but still. That's a grounder. Up the line, it will be fair. The throw to first in time. Man, so third baseman Tanner Peterson uncorks a real hot fastball over to first base to get the out. That was definitely a quick throw as Saunders was booking it. So that's 8 consecutive batters retired. It'll bring up Lacatz. Lacatz, one of the few men to get hits off of the pitcher. It goes off of the glove of the shortstop. That'll go down as an error. And Lacatz gets aboard yet again. So a grounder takes a hop, misplayed by the Carpetland shortstop, Harrison Beester, and that will allow a man to get on and extending the inning. They calling that a hit? Oh, they're calling it a hit. Bring up Varley. Mason Varley, 3 for 4 in this tournament. They called it a hit. Oh, okay. I was thinking because it touched the guy's glove, it would have been considered an error, and it wasn't like especially a hard hit. And he still might have made the play if he caught. I don't know. So 1-0. I don't make the rules. I don't judge this. Evan does. Shout out to Evan. He's great. He's the official scorekeeper here. He makes me the lineups before the game. Oh. Maybe a call a little bit generous on the outside of the plate there. Go to 1-1. The crowd not too happy about that one. Mason Varley, 1-1. Trying to break the stalemate. Hits it off the end of the bat. Strike 2. Varley struck out swinging his last time up against Nelson. Nelson giving it his best, so is Holinsky, and we're seeing some great pitching. We're also making up time on on that Hard Hats game start. Something to keep in mind. A game later, making up time with the fact that there's only 4 hits in this game so far, and we're nearly at the halfway point in just an hour, in just 45 minutes. So 2-2. Taking off the runner, that's grounded over to third. It will be handled cleanly. Throw to first from Peterson. He makes the out. Peterson with yet another good throw. And that'll be the inning. So nobody scores yet again. And it is still scoreless halfway through the game at the midway point of the 4th inning. I gotta go adjust that thing. Sorry, guys. 53 pitches through 4 innings. That's a very good pace for Nelson. Seven. I pushed back the Hard Hats broadcast because it should be pushed back because this game was pushed back. We're definitely not going to start the Hard Hats game at 6. I'm just worried because the weather.com forecast says that there's going to be like a forever thunderstorm starting at 8. Still saying forever thunderstorm, but it's been pushed back to 9, so that's good news. And of course, this game going by kind of quick. Just trying to get in games here. It is a very nice room temperature, 71 degrees out here, with 2-mile-per-hour wind at the moment. Very cool, right? Yeah, yeah. 3-mile-per-hour wind, room temperature. You're pretty much playing indoors, except it's the field's wet. Not so wet anymore. And so pitching now, Holinsky is facing the middle of the order. He will be facing the cleanup man, Gaines. It's a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 4th. High, 2-1. Called strike. Yet again, painting the corner. Holinsky, like I said, he has that spot against lefties in the top right corner of the zone from his perspective. So a 2-2 count. Up and away is his motif. That is fouled off. So 2-2. The Nebraska state champ is being shut out by Minnesota state champ, and the Minnesota state champ shutting out Nebraska. These also might be the best pitchers for these teams. I'm not entirely sure. But if they threw them early in the pool play, or early in the tournament, and they're just now coming back, that's a high hopper over to short, handled cleanly, throw to first, well in time, and that'll be out number 1. So now 7 consecutive retired for Holinsky. Mirroring Nelson. So Clemente now up. Ryan Clemente got hit by a pitch on his shoulder. It sounded like the metal bat had been hit earlier. Got all the way to third, was stranded. High pitch taken. A very shiny blue helmet from the batter, Clemente. It's very nice. He's going. He's a super senior at Augustana University, so he is currently playing college baseball. 1-1 count. Post 22 hard hats in attendance watching this game. Winner of tonight's game will play the winner of that game. The winner of this game will play the winner of tonight's game in the regional, winners bracket. That's just kind of how it works. So they are going to see one of these teams at some point. Likely that's going to be strike 2. A swing and a miss. So Clemente now stares down to 2-2. The manager almost wanted to say something to his pitcher. Holinsky was leaning out of the dugout, not going to be granted a opportunity to talk. That is grounded over to third. Handled cleanly. Out number 1. Out number 2 is recorded. So that's 8 consecutive retired for Holinsky. This Carpetland team can't get through against this guy. The lid is securely on. Now he is going to go talk to the infield here. Maybe something that he saw, because it can't be anything about telling him to do something different. They've retired 8 consecutive. He said something to the coach over there at first. They say he's good. The third base coach, the manager for this Carpetland team, not happy that the manager for St. Michael sharing words with the first base coach. I don't think it was hostile in any way, but not a big fan of him talking to the first base coach. So, anyways, up comes Tanner Peterson. Peterson had a hit by pitch to the helmet last time. That's strike 1. Peterson was down 0-2 at the time when he took that strike to the helmet. There, so we're in the winner's bracket. Loser will play against the loser will play against the Eden Prairie Eagles of Eden Prairie, Minnesota tomorrow. Winner will face the winner of Fargo versus Post 22. That game will be played after this one. So a 1-1. That's going to be skied into shallow right. It might drop. It will not. Great grab out there. Able to range after it is the right fielder for St. Michael, Ashton Groves. Makes another good play out in the field, and we go into the 5th inning, the final 3 frames. It is a tied 0-0 game. Nobody making any progress on either of these pitchers. That is 9 consecutive perfect innings, or 9 consecutive outs, 3 perfect innings in a row put together by Zachary Holinsky.
No right errors, no runners left on base. Felicit's out 56 pitches.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. So no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on base. 0-0. Apparently, answer is I've been saying the name wrong. There is oh, are they going to come talk to the managers? Yeah, there was something being said there because the manager for Carpetland, not a big fan of the St. Michael manager talking to his first base coach. They're talking it out right now. Seems like umpire's explaining something to the Carpetland pitcher, or the Carpetland manager. Carpetland manager seems to understand. And that'll be that. And they're going to come talk. I hear a lot of come on grants being thrown by come on grants. Yeah, I don't know. It was that's a good guess, Mark. I get you. Whatever it was, the home plate umpire had a lot of instructions for how to cook the casserole. Was explaining a lot at least. So I do like these jerseys. A very nice shade of blue. Not a baby blue, but a nice, watery, flowy kind of blue. That's strike 1. It's also not cornflower. It's in the middle there. I put it as the same color as like the raindrop emoji. So Riedel 0 for 1, but this is his first game. He did strike out to Nelson his last time up. But to be fair, a lot of people struck out to Nelson. That's grounded sharply over to second, or to short. Throw to first, dug out of the dirt. That'll be the first out. A little bit of a trip over first base, but nothing too major. Riedel seems to walk it off just fine. So only one man has reached base in the last 12 batters for this St. Michael team. Sam Huber up to bat with 1 out. Thank you all for tuning in. This is a pitcher's duel. Chase Nelson pitching fantastic and being matched right back with Zachary Holinsky. Both of them have allowed exactly 3 base runners. 0-1 count. Nelson delivers. That's on the outside of the zone. Good pitch there. So up in the count 0-2. Yeah, all the hard hats out here watching the game. Popped out of play. I'm sure that they're thinking about it. Yeah, the St. Michael are pretty good. I would put them 3rd. Yeah, I'd put them 3rd on the jerseys I've seen this year. I still stand by the pure post 6 or the pure post 8 emerald jerseys as the, I'm just gonna, for lack of a better word, the sexiest jerseys I've seen this year. They looked amazing. They were shiny emerald color top to bottom. They were fantastic. So 1-2 taken up at the eyes. So now 2-2. And then I think the second best I saw was the throwback Cheyenne Post 6, like, spoof on the mid-'80s White Sox, where they put 6 instead of socks over the middle. Had a pretty good color scheme. I think that's my number 2. But this team, I would argue these are the third, and then I'd put our baby blues after that, just based on the fact they do have white pants, and I don't think that matches too well with the upper part of the jersey. They're my favorite jerseys, but I think if they were baby blue bottoms, they would be good. They would be better for it. So it's a 2-2. Now here to Huber. Huber just trying to poke a hole in this in the pitcher Nelson, as he's been pretty waterproof recently. So 2-2 count. Popped, fouled off. So the at-bat will continue. That is the second foul ball of the at-bat. And we are going to look at pitch number 7 coming up from Chase Nelson. Sorry, Drew Nelson was the starter for Next Level Baseball that we played earlier this year. Oh, he falls to the ground on one that was barely going to get to the plate, able to fight it off, and this is definitely a battle here. Sam Huber and Chase Nelson battling it out. We are going on to pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Still one more ball to give. That is outside. Nearly hits the zone, just a little bit off. Good eye there from the batter Huber. And pitch number 9 going to come and be the first payoff pitch. So payoff. 3-2. We will go to double digits. Huber chops at another one, and pitch number 10 upcoming. The full count. Nelson delivers. In the dirt! And after 10 pitches of working, Sam Huber able to draw the first walk of the game off of Chase Nelson. That was an outstanding at-bat for both pitcher and hitter. So a walk, and Huber reaches base. He is center field. I would expect him to have some serious speed, though he has Garrett Springer behind the plate. That's a strike. Breaking ball finds the top of the zone here against the right fielder Ashton Groves. Groves 0 for 4 so far in this tournament. Did have a great pitching performance and some good fielding, but the batting side not that amazing. He is batting 9th though, so it, checks out a little. So 0-1 count. That's a strike right down the middle, so an 0-2. Groves behind in the count now. Throw back to first, not in time. Oh, 2. Nelson delivers. That's way outside. It'll get to the backstop. Heading for second is Huber, and he will advance. Now a runner in scoring position for the first time this game for the Mikes. That is the first time, all the way in the 5th inning, that the Mikes have advanced past first base. That's also a very rare wild pitch for Nelson. He hasn't done that much. He's had magnificent control all game. So a single could break this tie. For St. Michael here if Ashton Groves is able to get it. A 1-2. Nelson delivers. That's hit into left. That'll get down. Huber being told to hold up. The cutoff man gets it, but Groves gets a single. And we're getting painfully close to a run here. Can Chase Nelson keep it off the board? There are runners in the corners. The coach going to come talk. They're surely not going to pull him or anything. Chase Nelson done a great job this game. pitching a shutout through 4 and a third.
Nine for nothing. Second baseman number 5, Ryan Luster.
All right, so men on first and third, and the leadoff man, Ryan Luster, up to bat here for St. Michael. Lustin takes a strike. A successful out could break the tie, too. A ground out to the right place, a fly out, a soft grounder, throwback to third, not going to get him, but an attempt from Nelson to catch Huber. Huber fought his way on the bases through a 10-pitch at-bat walk to draw the first walk of the game from Nelson. And Groves got the single just then to move the man over to third. It's an 0-1 count. Taking off is going to be the runner. That is a strike, but it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but a stolen base successful for Groves. Now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. The double play ball has been negated. That's the big development, is that a double play is no longer possible necessarily. Oh, you can still get one, but it requires some weird base running or a line out or something. There is only a force out at first. So 0-2 count. Delivers. That's outside. Ball 1. Springer jumps on top of that one, so we go to a 1-2. I saw a kid slip and fall on the grassy area down there. That's strike. No. That was close. The manager very upset with the umpire. He's on the top step. He slams his fist on the side of the dugout there. He's making eye contact with him. It's 2-2. He thought that one might have been strike 3. So Chase, the 2-2 to Luster. Swung on, grounded. It'll get through! And now 1 run will score. A single brings somebody in. I felt like the shortstop could have gotten to that, but nonetheless, it finds its way into the outfield, and the tie is broken. The tie is broken. The Mikes have taken the lead, 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. RBI single for Ryan Luster. It'll move Groves over to third. And so St. Michael takes the first lead anybody's had in this game on a Ryan Luster single to left. It'll bring up Matthew Malik. Malik, the shortstop, is 1 for 2 in this game with a bloop single to center to start it off. Inside, it gets away! Groves is charging home! He will be safe! The Mikes are able to put on not just 1, but 2 runs on the scoreboard here in the top of the 5th. It also advances Luster over to second. All right. So Malik still up to bat, down 1-0 in the up 1-0 in the count. It's hit into right. Not going to have the distance to get much of anywhere, but heading to third is going to be the runner. That's a heck of a throw, and he will be safe. But that was a great throw from Clemente over to first. Had it been a slower runner, he probably would have gotten him. But out number 2 comes, and Luster moves over to third. That's out number 2, bringing up Glass. Glass was successful yesterday, though he doesn't have an RBI on the tournament and is 0 for 2 in this game. Still a good bat to have in this situation. 2 runs, already a good inning. Glass trying to add a little bit more. Chase gives him one. High hopper over to third. Handle cleanly. Throw to first. In time. So, 2-run score in the top of the 5th. The St. Michael Mikes are able to break this one open. They get the first runs of the game, take a 2-run lead. We'll see if the Spartans can respond in the bottom of the inning.
Velocity is at 78 pitches. Going into the bottom of the 5th, the Mikes 2, Lincoln 0.
So to recap, for the Mikes, they in that inning 2 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned to the pitcher Chase. No errors, and 1 man is left on. 2-0. We are ready to go, though. The bottom of the order due up here to Zachary Helinski. Helinski pitching a beautiful game of his own. He has gone through 4 innings of shutout baseball. Only allowed 1 hit to come in. No walks, 2 hit by pitches. 3 base runners total, only the 1 hit. And he has retired the last 9 in order. So he's retired every batter in the lineup in order effectively. So coming up now, Kai Berkey will lead things off here for Carpetland. Lincoln East they were dominant in high school and Legion. They, of course, are 47-9 in Legion baseball. They won the title in Nebraska with a win over Elkhorn South. Recently, they actually swept the baseball circuit in Nebraska. They won the highest qualification high school baseball, and they won the Legion state title. So we'll just say they're very good. And Nebraska currently under the foot of this team. That's going to be lined into deep right center. It'll drop and stopped before it gets to the wall. No, it falls. He's running for second. He will be safe. That one in and out of the glove of Groves in right. He hurt his knee. He's limping out there. Something he did so he jumped up to grab it, and when he landed, something weird happened to his knee. He's limping a little, but he's going to stay out there. In a little bit of pain. The manager's saying, hey, can I go check on my guy? And are they going to let him? Groves gives him a wave, says, all right, I'm fine. But a double, we'll go down as a single. I'll call it a hustle double for Kai Berkey to start off this inning. That is going to be a bunt put down. Helinski grabs, throw to first in time. So he makes the first out. The runner advances into scoring position now, just 90 feet away from home. It'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Landon Sandy. Carpetland just trying to get 1 run here. They don't care about making it all up in 1. Sandy. Takes ball 1. Thank you all for tuning in to Hard Hats TV today for our presentation of this Central Plains Regional. You're probably a viewer who's enjoying the stream, either unrelated to the game or you like these teams. Either way, we're broadcasting every game on Hard Hats TV here, meaning that we are we're looking at 3 more days of this, and your team's going to be in it tomorrow at least, probably further if you're watching for either of these 2 teams. And so, you know, give it a subscription. You don't want to miss your team playing, right? That's not your purpose. You can unsubscribe at the end of the tourney, but it'd be dumb to just let it ride, I don't know. Anyways, 3-1 count here to Sandy. Pitch. Outside, and that'll be a walk. Holinsky issues his first walk of the ball game. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Carpetland turning on their abilities here. The offensive switch has been flipped for this team after Holinsky had shut him down for so long. Bring up Owen Lasik. Owen Lasik 1 for 2 in this game. That's a curveball finding its way in the zone. Good pitch from Holinsky. So we look at an 0-1 now. Lasik checks on the little thing on his belt. Runner stays. Strike 2. Top of the zone pitch there. Maybe a changeup from Holinsky. So Owen Lasig is 1 for 2 in this game. He is down in the count 0-2 here. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 men on. He hits that one off the end of the bat. The runner will be checked on and stay. They make the out. And out number 2 is recorded. Nobody advances. Well, no, 1 person advances. Sandy moves over to second, but all in all, it'll be nobody scores at least. Holinsky had to make both the outs this inning on his own. 2 1-3 putouts. And they're going to go check on the ball. Say, is it all right to pitch with? Yeah, you're good. So now AJ Avasco, the Kansas State Wildcat to be, is coming up to bat. This is the guy you want in right here. 2 runners in scoring position. A good single could drive in both. And tie this thing up for the Spartans. Holinsky trying to get out of trouble, maintain his shutout. That's a foul ball. Scorched into the net over the home dugout over there on the 3rd baseline. So 0-1 count. The 0-1. High pitch, good job from Glass. He pops up and makes a grab that keeps the ball from going to the backstop. 1-1 count. Vasco hits that deep into right. It's going to the track. It is gone. AJ Vasco. Not only does he get 1 run, not only does he tie it, he gives him the lead. A 3-run shot into right. AJ Avasco, the hero here for the Spartans so far, and they break the shutout and take the lead in 1 swing of the bat. So a straight pitch is taken skyward, and that'll be the first runs of the game for Holinsky. All of a sudden, Spartans on top. Vasco, the Kansas State commit, proves why he got that, why he was able to secure that scholarship offer with a 3-run homer in the biggest game of the year so far. Well, maybe the Nebraska State Championship, because you're getting something there, but It's definitely one of the tougher of the games this year. Highest opponent, you'll say, 0-1. That's high. And good little work there from Glass. He drops it to himself out of his glove. Kind of sick. So we look at a 1-1 to Springer. Springer had that 3-run homer last game. In the dirt, Holinsky throws that one a little outside. Springer 0 for 2 in this game, but Avasco was 0 for 2 before that dinger. That's going to be smoked into left. And Glass gets a, or not Glass, that's Springer gets a hit. And the inning will continue. So before this inning, Holinsky had just 1 hit allowed. In this inning, he's allowed 3.
Now batting for the center fielder, number 11, Mason Gaines.
All right, so Mason Gaines, the cleanup man, trying not to let this inning die. It's still a 1-run game. A lot better than they entered the bottom of the 5th in, but it feels like the cap is off for both of these teams where the hitting is starting to flow. And you've got to make sure you give yourself a larger lead than just 1 run against the St. Michael team. That is smoked into right up the line. It will be fair. It's headed into the corner. Now touching, going for third is Springer. He's going to be told to stay there. So the runners will stay. And 2 run and a double keeps the inning alive. Gains the 3rd consecutive hit now for the Carpetland Spartans. Clementi now coming up. I don't know what the umpires are talking about. It was clearly in. Did he not touch a bag or something? Are we good? But hitting starting to string together here for Carpetland. Clementi reached on a very hard hit by pitch earlier today. He has 3 hit by pitches in just 2 games. He's got to be feeling it. Quarter of his body bruised at this point, you'd have to think, given the fact that he's played so many games in the Nebraska tournament as well, and those couldn't have healed yet. Assuming he's attracting balls at the same rate. So it's a 1-0 count. Holinsky. Curveball finds the edge of the zone. Good pitch there. So it's a 1-1. Holinsky, all in all, had a pretty good day, but this inning he's getting played around with by this Carpetland Spartans Carpetland Spartans order. A 1-1 count. Clementi hits that one into left. It will be caught. So that'll be the end of the inning. 3 runs come across on a 3-run shot into right from A.J. Avasco, and the game flipped on its head. It is a 1-run lead now for the Carpetland Spartans. We enter the 6th inning, and not only is there a little bit of scoring, there's a lot of scoring in the 5th. Currently, the Carpetland Lincoln East Spartans are on top 3-2 over the St. Michael Mikes. Going into the top of the 6th. We'll see if the pitcher Chase Nelson can keep the lead. Recap that inning for Carpetland. They put up 4 hits. They scored 3 runs. All 3 of them earned to the pitcher Holinsky. There are no errors on the St. Michael Mikes. And there is 2 men left on. So as bad as 3 runs was, compared to the rest of the body of work for Holinsky, leaving 2 men in scoring position is the kind of thing that you've got to do in order to win a game, and that could come back to be pretty crucial. Chase going to pitch here. The umpire's saying something to Chase. Chase a little bit aggravated. I don't know what's going on. Are we counting how many pitches are left or something? Chase kind of finicky. He has this weird warm-up with the run-up pitches and whatnot. Okay. Well, the Mikes going to get their chance to respond. For the first time this game, they trail. They did get 2 runs in the last inning, though, which seemed pretty amazing then, and it still is pretty cool. But now that we know that the cap is off for both of these teams, it is kind of hard to think that 2 was all they could have gotten. But now, the middle of the order coming up. Evan Saunders going to lead this one off for St. Michael. Chase, first pitch. Down in the dirt. Oof. That went off of part of the thigh that isn't covered by the catcher's gear. So Springer takes one off of the thigh, and it'll be a 1-0. Yeah, I gotta hurt. It was just a little bit above the knee where all that catcher's gear is on the leg, and onto the thigh. So 1-0. Take it high, gets out of the catcher's glove. So 2 balls get past the catcher. That could, I mean, if that's a sign of things to come, you don't want to see a lot of wild pitches happening. Springer's like, he's telling him, that's not what we agreed on. I'm not supposed to have to do those ones. So it's a 2-0 now. Two-0 count for the batter, Evan Saunders. 2-0, fouled off. Make it a 2-1 count. Saunders tried to check swing on that one, got a piece of it. Go to 2-1. Fouled off of the catcher. Just got a piece of that one, and we go to a 2-2. Giving it back to the ump. A little bit of sportsmanship there. So a 2-2 count. Chase does have a significant amount of strikeouts in this game. He's got 4. Over 5 innings of work. Foul tip straight into the glove. That's going to be Springer handles it. And that'll be out number 1. The 5th strikeout of the game. Second one on a foul tip for the pitcher Chase. Or the pitcher Chase Nelson. Remember, immediately after this game, the Hard Hats will be playing, the Post 22 Hard Hats will be playing the North Dakota State champion Fargo Post 2 team from Fargo in a game in the winner's bracket as well. The winner of that game will play the winner of this game in the next round. Thank you all for tuning in. It's the first time we've hit 400 on any broadcast this year. I'd like to thank you all and thank the people who put this on. All of our sponsors there at the bottom, Wayne Sullivan, the GM of the Hard Hats. I'm Oliver Fell broadcasting for you here. This feels like a real good culmination of everything we've done in Hard Hats TV this year. 1-1. Fouled off. And 1-2 count now to Lakitz. I recently learned that's what it is. So Lakitz. And whoever sent that email from the chat to RC Hard Hats, yeah, somebody brought that in for me. So there you go. Shout out to them. Give them a warm, exciting thing there. That hits the edge of the plate. Strike 3. Looking for Lakitz. That's K number 6 now for the pitcher Nelson. It'll bring up Varley. Varley was 3 for 3 yesterday. He's bordering on 0 for 3 now in this game. Trying to keep the inning alive. Just 4 more outs to work with for the Mikes. Take it high. 1-0. 1-0 count. Outside, ball 2. So Varley trying to keep this thing going. Spark a little something on 2 outs in the bottom or in the top of the 6th. Nelson pitched pretty well all day. That's going to be, whoo, that one is smoked foul. That might have gotten out of here if it was fair, but it was a good 30 feet foul. Fell wide of the wall here, into that parking lot dirtish area behind left field. So 2-1 count now. Here to Varley. Varley does have a double to his name. That was from last game. Strike right down the... No! Never mind. That one a little bit inside, they say. I thought that was a pretty good pitch. No, they called it outside. No, never mind. I'm looking at a different pitch. 3-1. Nelson. Outside, ball 4. The inning will continue. Varley draws himself a walk. And coming up now, Grant Riedel. So they're going to come talk to Chase. This might be the end of his day. I have seen warm up, and they came in for Carpetland. Nelson had a pretty good day all around. I'm not seeing anybody running in. So unless they're switching mitts in the infield, I don't think that they're going to pull Nelson on this necessarily. I think they just want him to get one more out here, and then he'll leave. 6 innings pitched. He's in line for the win. Mommy's looking for a 6th innings pitch. He's 1 out away. Riedel now up to bat. He came in this game replacing Klinkhammer in the lineup, and he's going to do his best here with 2 outs. It would be big help for his team if he's able to come through. Grant Riedel. That's a strike. Great pitch from Chase. Finds the bottom of the zone. Thank you all for tuning in to Hard Hats TV. Record viewership here today. I kind of anticipated that. Both these fan base very passionate watching, and this is just going to be, I mean, I knew this would be a good game all around, and that with both of these big fan bases from very far away, it was very possible to get a high viewership. It's a 1-1. That's strike 2. So strike on the edge of the plate at the bottom left corner from his perspective. Chase able to pinpoint. 1-2 count. Chase. That one fouled off. So Nelson's pitch battled, and we will continue the at-bat at 1-2 for Riedel. Riedel does have a K to Nelson earlier in the game. Strikeout swinging on in the 2nd inning. Got the man on first. No movement being shown there. Foul tip, strike 3. K number 7. Nelson strikes out the side, and that'll keep it a 1-run lead here. Lincoln East going to try to add to that lead in the bottom of the inning, but Carpetland holds on to it, a 1-run lead narrowly after the top of the 6th. Stranding 1 runner. Nelson pitches yet another great inning in this pitcher's duel. The Mike's far from out of it. Holinsky going to come back out. Zachary Holinsky coming out for a 6th inning of work now. An underrated strikeout to the side there. You kind of didn't notice it because there was the walk in the middle, but did strike out the 1st, 2nd, and 4th batter face. There was no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on base, and it is still 3-2. So that 3-run shot from AJ Avasco not only changed the complexion of this game. I really thought that after St. Michael had taken that 2-run lead in the top of the 5th, that I thought with the way Helinski was pitching that we were going to see a repeat of that 1-0 game this morning between Harrisburg Gold and Williston Keybirds, where once you got that 1 run, your pitcher just runs the rest out and has a great outing and finishes it off with a shutout. I've seen that kind of story made, but this Carpetland team not going to let that happen. Grounded back up the middle. Shortstop handles at the throw to first in time. So an easy first first out there for the Mikes in this inning. Tanner Peterson grounds out to the shortstop. Bring up Kai Berkey. Berkey had a double in the last inning. Came around to score on that 3-run homer from Avasco to right. That likely landed in the creek out there. Rapid Creek is standing. It's just a little over that right field wall. We usually don't see homers over that wall because it's rather large. And well, I mean it's an at least 10-foot tall wall out there in right. And the dimension that the part that he hit it to was probably 350. That's lined into right, floated out there, and should be caught. Yep, Groves makes the grab, out number 2. Bringing up Harrison Beester. Beester trying to keep the inning alive. Helinski returning to his normal form here that he showed for the other 4 innings of the game before the 5th. Fargo is just outside my booth, tying their shoes and getting their stirrup set. That's a soft grounder over to first. And stepping on the bag is the first baseman, Lakitz. That'll be the end of the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 for Helinski. No more added, and it is still a 1-run game. But it is going to be a chance now for Chase Nelson to finish what he started and get the win here. Close out and secure the Carpetland Spartans a spot in the next round, that semifinal round-ish situation. Well, the next round of the winner's bracket, keeping them in above the loser's bracket, and they'll get to play the winner of Fargo Post 2 and Post 22, which will happen right after this. You're not going to want to miss that. And by right after this, I mean I'm literally going to press stop stream, start stream, as we are a little bit behind schedule thanks to a 1-hour. That was a 3-pitch inning. I thought it might have been. Yeah, that's a rarity. You don't see all the time. Helinski, a 3-pitch inning. It just kind of sneaks up on you. I knew that he did the first 2, but I guess I lost track of the 3rd pitch. I thought maybe there was one extra that I just didn't see. But Helinski pitched a great job out here. In that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. Nobody left on base. 3-2. And so, thanks to that 1 home run, the Spartans getting a chance to close things out here in the top of the 7th. The Mikes bring some of their best to the plate. It'll be Huber, Groves, and Luster. Those 3 were the catalysts of the 2-run rally in the top of the 5th to start out the scoring in this game. Huber got a walk, followed by a Groves single, followed by a single by Luster. So that wild pitch brought home Groves from 3rd. But Huber, he had a 10-pitch fight against Nelson earlier in this game. And that's how he got the walk and eventually was the catalyst for the 2-run rally in the top of the 5th, the only runs allowed by Nelson in this game. That's hit into right. Oh, never mind. Plucking it out of the air. A great play from the Carpetland second baseman, Kai Berkey. He falls, he jumps up, does a little bit of a fadeaway, and grabs it at the apex. That'll be out number 1. That was I thought I was going to get over him. Berkey thought otherwise. And it is up to Groves now. Groves, nerves of steel. He did that last time. That's popped up. And that should be out number 2. Second baseman calls for it. Berkey gets another out. So now down to their final out. 2 pitches, 2 men down, but the leadoff man, Luster, coming up. So 2 pitches and 2 outs. Recorded a dream situation here for Nelson, who is pushing up against the pitch count limit. He now has 1 man to go, but it is the leadoff man, Ryan Luster. Luster had that aforementioned RBI single earlier in this game. The last 5 outs have been recorded on 5 pitches. That's going to be the 6th. Handled by Berkey. Well, how about that? Back-to-back 3-pitch innings, and that'll be the game. The Spartans of Lincoln East High School, the Carpetland Spartans of Lincoln, Nebraska, are going to pull out a very close victory and send the state champion from Minnesota, the St. Michael Mikes, to the losers bracket on the back of a three-run shot to right from the Kansas State commit, A.J. Avasco. So that'll be it. Holinsky earns a loss, even though he pitched such a great game. He earns the loss. The win goes rightfully to Chase. And that'll be the end of the game. So, thank you all for tuning in. I noticed a lot of you in here. I wanted to say thank you for everybody at Hard Hats TV. I'm Oliver Fell. Join us in, just click on the channel here, and you will be able to see the next game. The winner, you'll be able to see both games. The winner of the next game will play this Carpetland team in the next round. Loser will play against the Eden Prairie. Or no, the loser will play Harrisburg, the South Dakota State champion. So, thank you all for watching here on Hard Hats TV. I'm Oliver Fell, signing off. The final score: the Carpetland Lincoln East Spartans 3, St. Michael Mikes 2. I will see you later. Join us. I'm going to go live in about 15 seconds over at the Hard Hat stream. So thanks for tuning in here. See you in a moment.